All right. Hello and welcome everyone to another Why Would You Use? And this Why Would You Use, I hopefully don't regret doing because this Why Would You Use is on the Bubonico. And the Bubonico is just for whenever you're tired of being nice and you just want to go ape shit. This weapon is immensely powerful and has just so many advantages to it. So first and foremost, before we even get into the mods, the Bubonico has two modes. It has a grenade slash mortar launcher on its alt fire, which you're going to see pretty often. This is very good. It can be fired semi-rapidly. Very good. Also, worth noting for this ability, it is incredibly bright. I've chosen a dark color for this weapon so that this is not mind-meldingly blinding. Please do the same. Everyone in your squad will thank you. The other mode is a shotgun. Is a fully automatic infested arm cannon shotgun. And the important thing between these two modes is that the grenades are status based and the primary fire is a crit shotgun, both of which are incredibly good. So the mod setup looks like this for just general doing stuff usage. This will allow you to use both modes to great effectiveness and is generally what I would advise. With this, you get 75% crit chance, 4.8 crit multiplier, and still on your primary fire, you get like a nice respectable 33% status per projectile, which is honestly pretty good. So this is super solid. Our damage distribution is corrosive heat, and that's a weird one for this weapon because this weapon is best built corrosive heat. So you're going to be using Shell Shock and Toxic Barrage and not just strictly going for viral. The reason for that is because the secondary fire has viral built in, so there's no real reason to not go corrosive because you're going to get a hefty amount of viral and get the viral procs that you're going to want anyway out of this weapon with the mode that you're going to be utilizing to apply that status. Now, the secondary fire has 205% status with this build, which means you're going to, at minimum, be getting 2 statuses per hit from all of the grenades that this fires to everyone the grenades hit, which is really good and is incredible at stacking heat procs. Now, this build may look slightly weird. People have been paying attention. We're using Incendiary Coat in this build, and the reason that we are doing this instead of, say, going for like a Bane mod or something of that nature is purely just to weight the damage towards heat. So with this, you can see down here, we're at 214 on our secondary fire, which is, a pretty considerable amount over the rest of our damage types. With that, that means that we're going to be getting a larger share of our procs are going to be heat. And because that is the one that we would like to stack up the most to do way more damage, I find that there is a large amount of value in doing that. However, if you would like to try, bringing one of the Primed Cleanse Grenier or what have you, they work great. I just personally decided to go with Incendiary Coat to not have to fiddle around with the Bane mods because it just generally, you really don't need a Bane mod. With this weapon, you just don't need a Bane mod. It's just never going to be required of you. Now, the really insanely powerful synergy with this weapon that allows you to just obliterate pretty much anything that you're going to need to obliterate, which in the test that we're going to be showing today in the Steel Path is the Acolytes, is the synergy between having a 205% status weapon on one side of a weapon that is going to apply a ton of procs, and then on the flip side, having a incredibly powerful shotgun that is going to have more procs that are different because we have IPS on the main fire, and utilizing that with a weapon that now works with Galvanized Savvy. So we're going to be getting, almost all the time, 80% damage per status type affecting the target for 20 seconds. This stacks up to 2 times, etc., etc. So that 80% means that at the usual minimum, we're going to have heat, viral, and corrosive on any given enemy in our vicinity as long as we've ult fired once. They're going to have multiple of all of these procs in almost all cases, and that is going to very easily give us 240% additional damage. So we combine that with our primary merciless and then everything else, and we have a tremendous amount of damage to deal. The primary fire does a lot of damage. Like, you're noticing in this build that we are not using prime point blank, so this is already 2200 before you're considering all the huge bonuses we're going to get from Savvy and Merciless. It does a tremendous amount. So anything that is like a hardier target or has like some status immunities or has some limits on the amount of statuses that it can play so that we can't stack a bajillion heat procs on them and then just watch them burn to death, we're going to shoot them in the face with a shotgun, and then they're going to meet God. Like, straight away, they're going to meet God. That's the plan with this weapon. I will say that the secondary fire is strong enough that you will usually not need the primary fire for much of anything. And honestly, if you really wanted to, you can just kill the acolytes with the secondary fire, as it does still have a good, chunky, meaty damage to it. It'll just be a little slower than shooting them with the primary fire. However, that does not mean that I am telling you to use the secondary only build, which swaps out our critical mods for Blaze and Prime Point Blank, or obviously option select into a cleanse mod or a Bane mod in general. Instead of Prime Point Blank, this is just more general. You can do this if you're only planning on using the secondary, and it is going to be better for purely using the secondary fire. That is just going to be the case. You're going to be even more heavily weighted into your heat damages, and you're just going to get, a bunch more damage just in general, and you're not going to be getting crits with your secondary fire most of the time. So leaning into that is going to make the secondary fire better, obviously, but you are going to lose out on the main fire being very, very good, because you're going to lose 50% critical chance and all that multiplier and so on and so forth. So yeah, this weapon's insane. It's absolutely busted. It is incredible. It also has unlimited ammo because it is a arm conversion cannon, and it just has regenerating ammo. It does not have a reload. There's no reload to this. You just fire it all, and then it regens back. And with this weapon, because it is so good, you can just fire grenades, let them regen, and then just kind of, pitter patter between this. And this is your fire rate, and it is an unlimited fire rate at this point if you treat it this way. It's just amazing at killing large groups of enemies. What an incredible weapon. I'm going to show it against these enemies, but I'm going to give it to you straight here. These enemies might as well not exist once you're at very, very few merciless stacks for this weapon, because it is tremendously powerful. You can see, just even with a little bit of status on these enemies, just one tapping them basically. Oh, you two are still alive. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, they don't exist. You just burn everyone alive. They all just, it's a horror show. It's a bad time for all enemies involved. They just die. So yeah, if you just need to kill them, if you just need to kill them all, the BUBONICO, kind of your go-to. Hopefully you guys enjoy the Steel Path run for this, as I just really enjoy using this weapon, as it is a huge amount of fun. And then we can just all hang out and hope that this weapon does not get nerfed, as I think it is probably legitimately stronger than the Tsar for a lot of situations. So yeah, that's going to do it for this portion of the video. Enjoy the run, and I will see you tomorrow.
be with you.